Recycling transforms an item that is no longer needed in its current form and processes it into a specification-grade commodity that is used in the manufacturing of a new product. This process requires a skilled workforce, technology and innovation, access to transportation infrastructure, and the ability for goods to move freely and responsibly across borders. For recycling to be successful, it relies on the basic economic principles of supply and demand, and this is true for all commodities: paper, plastics, metals, electronics, and rubber. The supply of recyclable material comes from two sources: industrial, 70%, and residential, 30%. But it is not just quantity that is important when it comes to the supply. The quality matters just as much. Manufacturers will only purchase the scrap if it meets quality requirements. The United States is known for the highest quality of recyclable commodities. The quality or composition of the material is based on ISRI standard specifications, which are based on the needs of manufacturers. These specifications for each of the major commodities are internationally accepted and used throughout the world to trade the various commodities. Scrap is traded much like other commodities such as soybeans, coffee, and milk. Most of the demand for the recyclable material produced in the U.S. is domestic and therefore consumed right here. Examples of how some of the scrap is used in the U.S. include U.S. steelmakers, who rely on ferrous scrap to make 2/3 of the steel produced each year. U.S. paper makers, nearly 77% of whom use some recovered paper to make everything from packaging, such as e-commerce boxes, towels, and tissues. The U.S. aluminum supply, 55% of which comes from soda cans, aluminum siding, and other forms of aluminum scrap. And the U.S. plastic lumber and fencing industry, which relies on nearly 100% recycled material, while manufacturers of other rigid plastic products such as drainage pipes report using from 25% to 100% recycled plastics. The remaining 30% is exported to more than 150 countries around the world for use in manufacturing. Recycled materials supply more than 40% of the global manufacturers' needs. A key element to improving both supply and demand is the concept of design for recycling, meaning that manufacturers design products, including packaging, with recycling in mind from the very start. This includes using recyclable material in the manufacturing process, making sure the products can be recycled safely and economically, and providing clear instructions to consumers on how and where to recycle each of the product's components, including the packaging. Consumers can help by making a conscious effort to purchase items with recycled content that can be recycled when they are done using it, and then properly recycling the material based on their local community's guidelines. Like any commodity-based system, the recycling industry has had to respond to changing conditions and market fluctuations. Time and time again, it has proven its resiliency and ability to adapt, and this legacy of innovation will continue long into the future.